Hello, I'm so glad you're joining us for Bible study today. Let me remind you, last week we began a series where we are learning about people in the Bible who God helped. And we're learning about people, men, women, boys, and girls who helped and cared for others. And as we read these stories, we're remembering how God is with us and cares for us, and how we can also help and care for others. Last week, we read the story of a mother, Hagar, and her son Ishmael that's found in the book of Genesis. Today, we are going to read the story of baby Moses and two women and one girl who helped care for him. Before I tell today's story, though, let me connect these two. And as I do, it will help you understand where we are in the beginning of the story. You may remember from our story of Hagar and Ishmael that Hagar was a slave to a woman named Sarah. God had promised Sarah and her husband that they would become parents of a great nation. But Sarah hadn't had any children. That's when she had her slave Hagar have a child for her. But God knew that Sarah would also have a child, and one day she did. Sarah and Abraham became parents of Isaac. Isaac became a father of twins, Jacob and Esau, and Jacob became the father of 12 sons, who became known as the Israelites, God's chosen people. Our story today begins with the Israelites. They have settled in a new land, and one of the 12 brothers, Joseph, had been a great helper to the Pharaoh and to all the people in the land, and they were well loved. But their family continued to grow and grow and grow and had become very big. And there was a new ruler who came into power. The new Pharaoh didn't know Joseph and all Joseph had done for the people of his nation. He just knew there was this large group of people and they were kind of taking over, and he didn't like it. So he made them all slaves, and he made a new rule: no baby boys. Well, today's story begins with a woman named Jochebed, who is an Israelite woman who has had a baby boy. So listen to find out what happens to this baby. A woman named Jochebed had a baby boy. She was an Israelite and wanted to keep him safe from the Pharaoh. So Jochebed took some grass and leaves and made a basket, then gently laid her baby inside and placed it in the river. Her daughter Miriam watched the whole thing. Miriam hid and crept along the riverside, watching the basket to make sure her baby brother was safe. The basket floated toward Pharaoh's palace. The Pharaoh's daughter was taking a bath in the river and saw the basket and opened it. She gently picked up the baby and hugged him. She decided to keep him. She named him Moses, which means I lifted him out of the water. Miriam came out from her hiding place and said to the princess, "I know a woman who can help you take care of the baby." The princess thought that would be wonderful, so Miriam ran to get her mother. Jochebed was so happy to care for the baby. And when Moses was a young boy, Jochebed returned him to the princess, and he grew up in the palace with her and the Pharaoh. I wonder how Jochebed felt putting her son in a basket on the river. I wonder how long she watched as it floated away. I wonder if she knew Miriam was there watching too. I wonder how Miriam felt as she watched this story unfold. I wonder how the princess felt when she found the baby. And I wonder how she told her father, the Pharaoh, and what he felt about this baby who would come to live with them. What are you wondering about this story? Moses was a great leader for God's people, the Israelites. If you don't know his story, I hope that this week you'll take some time to read and learn more about all the things that Moses did. None of this would be possible had it not been for two brave women and one brave girl who helped protect and care for the baby and young boy Moses. Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. Continue to think about this story. And as you do, think about people who have cared and helped raise you. And think about people you can help care for as well. As we saw in our story today, a young girl named Miriam, maybe she was about your age, helped protect her baby brother Moses. God can use even young children to do amazing things. God is with you, and God will help you to care for and help others.